For over a year now, I've brought to you every couple of weeks on Tuesdays a do-it-yourself project that you can make at home yourself for cheap. I've been working to bring you Tech Tuesdays, a podcast that puts technology on your side. And after about a year, I decided it's time to celebrate our first anniversary as Tech Tuesdays. So let's celebrate together as I show you how to make a pie in about 5 to 10 minutes. I'm Jared Glickstein, and you're watching Tech Tuesdays. Okay, there are a lot of supplies that you'll need for the 5-minute pie project, so refer to the documentation for the complete list. But I'm just going to go over all the cooking supplies you'll need, which are flour, sugar, some cinnamon, 2 peaches, and some butter. You'll also need some biscuit dough. The ready-made stuff like Pillsbury is working just fine for me. Go. Okay, so next we're going to prepare the filling. My artistic designer at Earth Vision has agreed to help us, and he's standing right here. So he's going to measure out 1 tablespoon of flour and 1/4 of a cup of sugar. So go ahead and start on that. Well, I take this butter, and I'm going to cut a tablespoon of butter. You can do just over a tablespoon, though. We might need, let's use some later as well. And you can use this nifty guide thing, and you're also going to want to skin the peaches and dice 2 peaches up very finely. We've got everything prepared, so we're going to add our 1/4 cup of sugar and the tablespoon of flour. Go ahead. And we're going to add some ground cinnamon.
Put a little more.
Yeah, that looks nice. I like cinnamon. And a bit of butter. Not all of that, though, because remember, we have a bit extra. And then we're going to mix this up. You want to get this mixed so that it starts to feel like a sort of unbaked pie filling, which you probably, chances are you may not have felt unbaked pie filling, but here's about what it looks like. And now we're going to prepare the dough. I put a piece of parchment down, paper down, I've got some sugar, a rolling pin, butter, and the filling, and we're going to open up this can. And you just peel back this label. Watch out so everybody can see. You just peel back the label, and it pops open itself, I guess. One day these robots can take over the world, I swear. There. And inside, the reason why we use biscuit dough is because it comes in these convenient little circles. So you can just roll these circles out, and I'm going to roll one of these out and then come back to show you what you put inside of it. I've rolled out a nice looking shape like this, and you can just estimate it. You don't have to have an exact circle, and you don't have to have it the exact size I have it. Depending on what size you want your pies to be, you can modify this. So I'm going to just take a bit of my extra melted butter, and I'm going to work around the outside, just so that when I close this up, it makes a nice seal. And there you go. You don't want to overdo it. We don't want to add 100 calories to it, but you still want enough that it makes a good seal. And then you put a bit of filling in the inside, and don't put a lot. It looks like you don't have very much, but then you seal it up and you say, oh my gosh, I've got way too much filling in there. So definitely try very hard not to overshoot it. You can still open it up, but it's a big one. Alright, could you get that to work? So then you just take this, and this is different than a regular pie. Some people call them turnovers, the general shape, but we're just going to close it up, sort of like a calzone in those wonderful Italian restaurants. And then you can just use your fork and push down. When I went for a test run with these, believe it or not, I did have to test these to make sure that they did in fact work before putting them on air. And when I tested these, they did explode on the sides a couple times, so you want to make sure to push this down nice and hard. And then just poke some holes in the top and put it on the baking sheet. I'm going to have Ethan help me by putting the butter on the top. You just want to brush a tiny bit so that this way the surface turns a nice golden color and it gets flaky. Alright, and you can keep doing those, and after that we're going to go in with a little bit of sugar and just brush that on there, and then we're going to stick it in the oven. Oven is set to 8-minute timer, and it's a little bit cold right now, but I've set the oven to 400 so it'll heat up. And we have all of our delicious pies in the oven for 8 minutes. In 8 minutes, we're going to come back, and yes, as I said, 5-minute pie, but that's minus the cooking. 8 minutes, we're going to come back. Alright, 8 minutes have passed. You can see these are kind of getting golden brown, so I'm just going to take these and carefully...
I love that smell.
Flip them over one at a time. Okay, it's been about 14 minutes of cooking, and for 7 minutes I've put them one side, and then about 7 minutes I flipped them over, and I've got my last one put onto the baking rack. And now they're going to cool, and then we can wrap them in some wax paper. I've made my pies, and I brought them to lunch, and here I have the whole, well most of it, the whole of the Earth Vision staff here, and we're all eating our pies. What do you guys think?
Really good pie.
Delicious. So get out there, make some pie, and I'll see you next week on Tech Tuesdays. Bye.